I'm Andy Mack. Earlier today, in an interview on Fox News, President Trump downplayed economic concerns, calling this, quote, a period of transition. This a post from the Wall Street Journal saying President Trump declined to rule out that the U.S. economy would enter a recession.
Welcome on into another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Just giving you guys a quick update on what's going on. But before I do, smash that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask. Hit the AirTag EMF protector. Let's dive into the show.
Saying that his sweeping economic agenda could cause short-term turbulence that he believed would drive future prosperity. Let's take you out to this segment earlier today on Fox News.
You inherited a mess, and you said that the other
I've only been here.
But are you expecting a recession this year?
First of all, Trump, before you even answer that question, you only been in office for under 2 months, right? You inherited a lot of sugar honey iced tea. So, and you plan on fixing the economy on the long term as far as to the maximum of your ability. But you know they're going to play the blame game, and they're going to blame you for every single little thing. They're going to blame you for their 4 years plus your what you plan on doing. So I've learned the thing about this thing they call politics, right? It's a big blame game. Well, you know, Trump been in office for 2 months. The economy should have been fixed. Come on, like, can we put some real time on this? How, Sway? How? Can anyone tell me how? Leave your thoughts down below. Do y'all really expect this man to be able to fix things in 24 hours? I'm talking about everything in 24 hours. When this world and the system that is being built or built out, right, from the far left to the people that don't want America to even be great in no shape or form, how long do you think that it actually takes? See, people don't understand everything takes a process, right? In order to have progress, you have to go through something called a process. So I just know that they're playing a wicked game. Now let's continue.
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America. That's a big thing.
Right.
And there are always periods of, it takes a little time. But I think it should be great for us. I mean, I think it should be great. It's going to be great ultimately for the farmer. You know, don't forget, I made the deal with China on the farmers where they had to buy $50 billion worth of product. $50 billion from 15 to 50.
Did they follow up and do it?
They did it when I was president. What happened is when Biden was president, they didn't buy any longer. Yeah, because there was nobody to call them. I used to call President Xi. I said, you got to do me a favor. You got to, live up to that agreement. And he was great. He did.
Before you came into the Oval Office the first time, you were a very successful businessman, very successful real estate executive. And a lot of people said, oh, this is the business president. This is it. He's watching the stock market. He knows all about, he doesn't want the market to go down. And now we've got tariffs and the market has been going down.
Isn't that really up to him for the stock market to go down, right? Because you got to think about cause and effect. If you plan on making these tariffs for the ending result for the Americans to be in a better position as far as having things being made in America, actually having the factories and everything else, I've seen the game plan, right? The tariffs for the short term, like I've been saying for a while, it's going to be major turbulence before it's a clear sky or a beautiful horizon. It has to be. Think about it. In order to change something, right, you have to go through some form of turbulence. It's just law. It's common law. So I believe that the stock market is going to feel it, which to me is a great time to put some put options, right? Or it's a great time to simply, if you don't play options, buy the dip. Buy the dip, DCA, dollar cost average. I'm going to also talk about Bitcoin, though I have that on my Crypto Do channel. But I'm going to talk about how all markets affect all markets. And I think that he don't want to say recession because recession to me is a trigger word that it's going to be all over the headlines, right? It's going to be over the headlines. Trump got us in a recession. To me, we was doomed for it. We was already in the way of, we're already headed there. He only been in office 2 months, so we was literally already headed there. It was no coming back from this, right? I believe that we was headed in a recession, and they just kept kicking the can down the road 2, 3, 4 years ago. Think about it. But let's continue.
Well, not much. I mean, in all fairness.
You said, look, we're going to have a disruption, but we're okay with that. Is that what you meant? The stock market going down was the disruption? What other disruption were you alluding to?
Look, what I have to do is build a strong country. You can't really watch
Facts.
the stock market. If you look at China, they have a 100-year perspective. We have a quarter. We go by quarters.
That's true.
And you can't go by that. You have to do what's right.
This man is good with words, but that is true. In the United States, is the only place that every 3 months they get a report on something. Every 3 months, which is every quarter, right? 4 quarters equals $1, equals a whole year for the people that's in the back that don't get it yet. But every 3 months, is some form of report. How could you really measure progress in a year? How could you really make a progress in 3 months? You can't really measure a progress like that. Apologies. You can't really measure progress like that because this could be short-term data instead of long-term data on what really matters, and it's going to be different things and different variables and different solutions depending on how long the graph is. So that could be a variable within itself. You want short-term results or do you want long-term results? All of those two mechanisms takes different characteristics and different parameters in order for it to have its best result and or outcome. But let's continue, people.
Right. What we're doing is we're building a tremendous foundation for the future. Tremendous foundation. Everything's been taken away. We don't make ships anymore. We don't, you just saw one of the biggest shipbuilders in the world, one of the biggest shipping people in the whole world.
In the Oval Office with you.
In the Oval Office. He's announcing a $20 billion investment in the United States, which he would have never done except for this. But look at this. Honda, Toyota, they're all coming in. You take a look at what's happened. The chip maker, the greatest chipper, Mr. Wei, the biggest in the world by far, is going to spend $200 billion on making a massive plant to make chips.
So that's your message? Build it here?
Build it here. There's no tariff.
Yeah. The public companies want to make sure that we have clarity. After April 2nd, when those reciprocal tariffs go in, is that it? Are you going to change anything after that? Will we have clarity?
You'll have a lot, but we may go up with some tariffs. It depends. We may go up. I don't think we'll go down, but we may go up. But they have plenty of clarity. They just use that. That's like almost a soundbite. They always say that. We want clarity. Look.
It's clear as day to me.
Our country's been ripped off for many decades. For many, many decades. And we're not going to be ripped off anymore.
On the tariffs, what are the automakers going to do for a month? I mean, you say you wanted to help American automakers. Yeah, I did. You spoke with the three.
It's a transition period.
Okay.
And it's a transition into April. And after that, I'm not doing this. I mean, I told them, I said, look, I'm going to do it this one time, but after that, I'm not doing it. They called me and they wanted help during this little transition period, and I gave it to them.
All right, you're just listening in there to President.
That was well said. Right? We can look at the stock market. Let me let you guys look at this Bitcoin chart, because then you will have a better intake of what's actually going on. Right? Look at this chart real quick, because a lot of people are going to panic as soon as they hear the word tariffs. As soon as they hear the word recession. Like you say, a soundbite. As soon as they hear the word clarity. Now, I've been showing people this on my other channel for a while. Bitcoin is going to hit. I already did the graph. It's going to hit about 68,000. 68,000 on the downside. It didn't go up, so we didn't have to worry about it going up to 70. To 108, so it's on a downtrend. Obviously, this is called a downtrend, right? It's been trading within this triangle. It dipped out of it, so it's going a little bit lower. Same thing with the stock market and everything else. The stocks will be decimated as well. So this is just all a part of what's going on. But leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about us being in a recession, and what do you think about these tariffs and everything else. Smash that like button, tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning, this is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. And you know how I like to end it: positivity over negativity.